The world stands on the precipice of uncertainty, with events unfolding like the ominous rumblings of an imminent storm. Just as a volcano teeters on the edge of eruption, the circumstances and behaviors that shape our planet have intensified to a point where the world awaits a monumental tragedy. The global stage is set, with leaders commanding attention, their words carrying the weight of nations. A symphony of geopolitical tensions unfolds, each note a chord of uncertainty, each crescendo echoing the simmering discontent of nations in collision. In this grand theater, ideals clash, alliances falter, and the world holds its breath. Behold the map, a canvas painted with the hues of contention. Hotspots of global tension marked with red, each one representing a battleground of ideologies, interests, and aspirations. From the mountain passes of Kashmir to the historic streets of Jerusalem, these are the flashpoints that could ignite the world's powder keg. The fall of the Berlin Wall symbolized the end of an era, while the harrowing events of 9/11 marked the dawning of a new epoch. The Berlin Wall, a divisive emblem of the Cold War, collapsed amidst euphoric celebrations, tearing down not just concrete but the ideological barriers that separated East and West. And on that fateful September morning, the world watched in disbelief as the Twin Towers crumbled, transforming global security paradigms and setting the stage for a new era of conflict. Our attention shifts to two regions locked in a relentless struggle, Kashmir and Palestine. The picturesque landscapes of Kashmir belie the turmoil beneath, as aspirations for peace fade amidst escalating tensions between India and Pakistan. The ongoing dispute over the region has cast a shadow over millions of lives, sparking border skirmishes and militant activity. In the Middle East, the Palestinian plight continues, a tale of heartache, dispossession, and a people's unyielding quest for justice against a backdrop of unfulfilled promises. Generations have grown up in refugee camps, their futures defined by uncertainty. The world watches as the conflict deepens, while attempts at mediation yield limited success. Amidst the timeless sands of the Middle East, a tempest gathers strength. The Israeli government's actions in the occupied territories ignite a tinderbox, threatening to engulf the region in an inferno of violence and uncertainty. The cries for justice reverberate through the streets of Gaza, where a beleaguered population refuses to be silenced, their determination fueling a resistance that knows no surrender. The dream of a Palestinian state remains elusive, as settlements expand and tensions surge. The disputed city of Jerusalem stands at the center of the storm, a city revered by multiple faiths and claimed by two nations. The Al-Aqsa Mosque, a sacred site for Muslims, becomes a focal point of conflict, its history intertwined with the narratives of both Palestinians and Israelis. Diplomacy, once a beacon of hope, now struggles to be heard above the cacophony of war drums. Agreements falter, talks stall, and trust dwindles as the diplomatic channels that once held promise seem to crumble under the weight of irreconcilable differences. Years pass with little progress, and nations appear resigned to confront each other with weapons rather than words. Efforts by international organizations to mediate and facilitate peace often meet with resistance or skepticism from involved parties. The United Nations, established with the lofty goal of preventing conflict and fostering cooperation, now faces the challenge of navigating the complexities of regional disputes and vested interests. In the shadow of escalating tensions, global superpowers wield their influence, shaping the destinies of nations. The United States, China, and Russia cast long shadows over international affairs, their maneuvers affecting the balance of power and influencing the direction of conflicts. Their decisions ripple across the world stage, dictating not only the outcomes of conflicts but also the futures of entire regions. China's rise as a formidable economic and military power disrupts the traditional dynamics of power. The Belt and Road Initiative, aimed at connecting nations through infrastructure projects, extends China's reach and influence across the globe. The United States, mindful of China's ascent, recalibrates its foreign policy to maintain its position as a global superpower. A tense calm hangs in the air, as the world teeters on the precipice of conflict. Military forces mobilize, and populations await the unknown. Guns are loaded, decisions are made, and the world watches, holding its breath as the line between peace and chaos grows ever thinner. The consequences of a single spark could reverberate across continents. But amidst the grand stage of geopolitics, it is the stories of individuals that cut through the noise. Families torn apart, futures uncertain, and lives forever altered by the throes of conflict. Beyond the headlines and strategies, these are the real-life consequences etched into the human experience. The plight of those caught in the crossfire serves as a haunting reminder of the true cost of global unrest. Yet, even in the darkest hours, a glimmer of possibility remains. In the midst of turmoil, voices of reason emerge. People from all walks of life rally for dialogue, understanding, and reconciliation. Amidst the chaos, these voices remind us that change is not beyond our reach. Efforts at Track 2 diplomacy, citizen-led peace initiatives, and cross-border cooperation showcase the indomitable spirit of humanity. Subscribe, like, and join the conversation. The future is in our hands, as we strive for a world where harmony prevails over discord. Let the symphony guide us.